And hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You're back with the Midwest Express. Tonight I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Roadie. I got some time before the next plane arrives and I wanted to do a video quick because I've been pushing myself to try to get these videos out. But today, talking about Roadie is understanding the dimensions of your vehicle. So when you get Roadie orders, quite often the price of orders are based on the dimensions, not necessarily the weight all the time of item. So sometimes you'll see orders that are like $70 and you'll be like, ooh, a $70 order. And you get excited and you click it and it says 2,000 pounds, requires a trailer and so forth. And you're like, oh my God. And then the next day you'll see something that pays $45 and you're like, ooh. And you look at it and the dimensions are pretty big. It'll be like 45 inches by 36 inches by 30 inches, and you're like, wow, that's something pretty big. And then you look at the weight and you're like, 29 pounds. Whoa. And when you go to the store, it ends up being a garbage can, a big plastic garbage bin. And it may pay decently. The dimensions are important to understand when you're taking orders and what you can actually fit into your car. You don't want to take Roadie orders. Go to a Home Depot and find out that, oh, after you took the order, you accepted it, you can't squeeze it into your car. Because then it's difficulty to give it back to the store. The store complains about you. You could get deactivated. So it's really important to understand that what fits in your car and what doesn't fit in your car. And also you have to be aware that sometimes the dimensions are going to be off. These are just store associates plugging in these numbers. Sometimes they're taking their time to make sure everything's accurate, and sometimes it's just rough guesses. I've gone to the airport where it was supposed to be, a bag, and it ends up being 5 bags. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, that was supposed to be 5 bags. And what you could do is, if the measurements, the weight, or the sizes are way off, or the number count is off, make sure you contact Roadie and let them know. One time I got an order and it ended up being some sheets of drywall. And on the order it said it was a medium order. I got to the store and they were huge sheets of drywall. Made a mess of the vehicle. But I reached out to Roadie and they were like, okay, we could add another $30 to this order because you're right, it wasn't the correct dimensions and the right sizes. So that matters. So if you get an order that's bigger than you were supposed to be getting, you can call Roadie and they should pay you and compensate you for those size differences. Now, if you show up and it's thousands of pounds of difference, just cancel the order. Don't accept it. Don't try to jam something into your vehicle that's not going to fit. And I'll give you another example. One time I went to pick up one of the Roadie orders and it said the dimensions were like 3 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet. And when I got there, it was a grill, which if the grill would have been in the box, that would have been the right dimensions. But they decided they wanted the grill already put together. And the grill was too big to slide into the back of my van. So I ended up having to cancel the order. And on those situations, because the sizes are off. And again, I contact customer service and let them know that, hey, this is the reason why I canceled. Now, you don't necessarily have to go that extra mile. You can just cancel. But for me, I'm always trying to keep my account in good standings. I'm always got in the back of my mind something bad could always happen, and I don't want to get deactivated for anything. So whenever you guys see anything for Roadie that doesn't seem right, make sure that once you realize it, you contact a Roadie customer service. I've had issues where the material, the boxes are torn, ripped. When I pick up the order, I make sure that the original picture I take says that the box was torn. And then even on the delivery note, I say the box was torn, store said to deliver. And just to cover my own butt. Sometimes I've gone into stores where the material is damaged, and I'll tell the store associates, they'll say, all right, yeah, let me go get another one if they have it in stock, and they'll go get another one. But Roadie can go either way. Some days Roadie's just snapping because you look at those arrival at time to the store. So you arrive on time, but then you find out that the material's not picked yet. This is a common theme with a couple of my Home Depot stores. So for those stores, I'll accept the orders, and I don't race to get there to pick up the order sometimes. Sometimes I'll just go do something else and then come back to it, as long as I make it by the arrival time. But just some tips along the way. Hopefully you guys are having a good week. It has been a lot of ride share, a lot of roadie for me the last week and a half, 2 weeks. There's a festival here in Wisconsin called Summerfest down in Milwaukee, and it's been pretty busy there. Had a lot of rides. I don't like to do the late night crowds, so I've been taking people and dropping them off, a lot of airport runs and so forth. But 4th of July was, I didn't work on the 4th, but a lot of it was kind of slow through the last few days. I think the travel to get to where everybody wanted to go was high, and now people are kind of filtering back into town from their out of town experiences and holiday weekends. So hopefully we'll get a little bit of rides tonight, and then we got one more weekend of Summerfest, and I think in Chicago there's a Dave Matthews Band concert. I think he's playing 2 nights in Chicago, plus the Cubs got some games, the Brewers got some games, so there's a lot of summertime activities and concerts going on. So hopefully it'll be a good weekend for rideshare. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll hit you on the next one.